friends, I am so glad you're here because today we're using one of our beautiful platters. It's going to be a platter meal, and doing it this way allows you to use all of those gorgeous platters you may just keep for special occasions. It's going to be filled with absolute deliciousness. It's going to go from start to finish. First thing we're going to do is I've torn up this baguette and we're going to pop it in the oven and let it bake while we're cooking. Now, let's get started. The thing about platter meals is that you can put anything you want on the platter. We're gonna do salmon because I found this gorgeous piece of salmon at the market. I've got some zucchini here. It's come in season, so I thought, well, I'll throw some of that on the platter too. And I've just cut this up in cubes and I'm gonna put it in this pan back here on the stove. And we're just going to saute it. And while it's sauteing, a little bit of olive oil. We will saute the salmon in the same skillet after we finish the zucchini. A little bit of salt and pepper. Now to the salmon. This is a really nice cut of salmon, and you see that it's thick in the center, but it thins out on the sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim off that part of the salmon. I'm going to use it, but I want to do this salmon in chunks for the platter, and this might be just a little bit too thin. Also, it has the skin on the back. I want to take that off. That's kind of tricky because it gets a little slippery. So we're just going to take a small paring knife and just kind of go in here and just try to pull this off. You can leave it on if you want to. There we go, got that off. Let's try to get this off. Maybe not how the fishmonger would do it, but the skin is off, and like I said, you can certainly leave it on if you want to. Since we have this nice fillet and it's got thickness, cut this into chunks because that's how I want them to be served on the platter. And since these are just little stray pieces of meat, I'll just leave it like this. Now, let's check that zucchini. That was really nice. I don't like to cook it too long. I like to have it a little bit al dente. And let's just put it on the platter. You know, when you have fresh vegetables like this zucchini that are now in season, you really don't need to season them a lot. They're seasoned by Mother Nature. There we go. Now let's turn this heat up just a little bit. And we're going to do our salmon. Just a tad bit of more of olive oil. I'm going to put this piece in here when these are done. I don't want to crowd the salmon chunks, so I'm just separating them. A little bit of salt and pepper. You're going to cook your salmon to the temperature that you like. I like it moist and translucent inside, but if you like it more well done, then cook it a little bit longer. And this is going to be our last turn because we want to serve them salt and pepper side up. Let's get these out of here and onto the platter. Up a little bit of this because we're not going to throw this out. This is called amazing flavor. Put this last one in. Just fry that up real quick. Salt, and pepper. This one's going to fry really fast. Now while this is frying up, I'm going to slice some onions that I'm also going to fry in here because I want the onions to absorb all this amazing flavor. Okay, I think this is just about done. Yeah, man, that's looking good. And these Crispies, oh my gosh, wait till you see what happens with them and the onions. And I'm just going to mash this up because it is not going to stay in one whole piece. Put it right over here with the other salmon on the platter. You see how we're building the platter? And I've got some spaces because there's going to be great stuff that goes in here. Now, our onions. Oh my gosh, there you go. Full of flavor in this skillet. And since these onions have moisture in them, you can see that the pan is just kind of deglazing on its own. These nice little crispies here of salmon. You know, that's where all the flavor comes in. This smells so good. I know you can only imagine. There's nothing better than fried onions with salt and pepper. And I'm turning off my oven because our baguette is nice and warm and golden brown. Looking good. This recipe is going to be at allieskitchen.com. If you don't want to use salmon, I mean, chicken would be wonderful. You could use beef if you want to. And cutting it into chunks, they cook a little faster. Okay, so we are finished here at the stove. The last thing I'm going to put on these onions are some capers. They've got a little browny taste. Oh, they're so good. That's what we've got going so far. But we've got to fill the rest of the platter. So let's see what we're going to put on it. Time to finish up this platter and get serving it. We've got some beautiful tomatoes, and we're going to slice those into wedges. Now, there's still more that goes on this platter, guys. The next thing we have, and I'm gonna make more room, feta cheese. You could use mozzarella, whatever you want, but I kind of like feta because my platter is taking on some Greek flavors. So there we got, we're gonna crumple our feta, some black olives. They're Moroccan black olives. You could use green olives. Since I have a garden, I love a lot of fresh basil. Now, if you wanted to use spinach or something else, and I'm just using the entire leaves, even the stems, you could leave them on. The aroma is crazy. And the last thing is we're gonna put just a drizzle of really good olive oil on here, just a tad of salt, and just a pinch of pepper. And the last thing, nothing better than a spritz of fresh lemon. And a little lemon on her. This is a healthy, delicious, easy, quick platter meal. We have one more thing to get out of the oven, and that is our baguette. Then we're ready to serve. Oh, wow, now that smells delicious. Okay, the recipe's at allieskitchen.com. Pull out those platters, start using them, make platter meals, and enjoy eating the rainbow. And remember, recipes at allieskitchen.com. I will see you next time right here in my kitchen. Hey, my foodie friends, be sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more delicious surprises and kitchen magic. Leave some comments to suggest what delicacy I should do next. Bon appetit! The recipe's at allieskitchen.com, and I'll see you next time right here in my kitchen.